Hey Andrew, my name is Micah and today I'm going to show you the 3 things that you all can do today to help bring in more customers to your business every single month. You know, most likely you're sitting there asking yourself, why would I be doing this and what's in it for me? But the answer is that oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are simply too busy running their businesses to learn how the internet can benefit them and their company. And sometimes the only hesitation they have to hiring someone is they don't know who is an expert and who isn't. And Andrew, I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of actual things they can do to impact their business for free is resulting in some of those local business owners still at the end raising their hands and saying, you know what, Micah, I like you. Why don't you just do this for me? So man, if by the end of this video you like what you've heard and you can see I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve to help impact your business, just shoot me a quick message and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan and implement these 3 strategies yourself to dominate in different local areas, I'm totally cool with that, man. Just do whatever is best for your business. So now let me show you the 3 things that will set your company above your competition, Andrew, and not waste any more of your time or mine. So the first thing I want to go over with you is your content. You can see here I've pulled up Owasso simply because, let's be honest, you're dominating in all Claremore areas, but Claremore is a smaller area, right? If you want to really get the best out of your website, you want to target other areas like Owasso, maybe just even smaller areas too, like Catoosa, Pryor, and the list goes on, right? Targeting a place like Owasso could give you a real competitive advantage to get a lot more calls without a ton of work. Okay, so let's hop right into how we would do that strategy. So if we look here at your website, here on the Owasso page, I did a run on how many words you have, and you have about 760 words. Most business owners know that they need content, but they don't know that the average length of a #1 result on Google for plumbers is actually 1,500 to 2,000 words. So for you to show up at the top of Google, you need to add at least, another 1,000 words to this page. So if we hop over to a place like Half Moon Plumbing, you know that they are dominating in all respects in the Owasso area, but they're definitely beatable. Let's look at how we could beat them, okay? Let's take a look at their content. And Andrew, content is not just the words that you see here, it is the pictures and what the pictures are saved as. So if we go here and copy their words of content and we plug them in here, yours is 767, forgive me. We go up here, we see that they have 1,788 words. That means I would recommend you get 2,200 words. You would have about 500 more words of quality content to absolutely dominate them, right? And have more keywords, and we'll get into the keywords right here. If we plug in Half Moon Plumbing on this tool we use called Ahrefs, you can get it for yourself for a couple $100 a month on ahrefs.com. It allows you to look behind the scenes of what your competitors are doing online, right? So if we look here, we can see that they're getting 1.5 thousand people on their website every single month. You can imagine how many calls that is. We know, just by knowing Half Moon Plumbing around here, you see their trucks everywhere, right? So we know that their branding is really well. So their #1 keyword right here is Half Moon Plumbing. It's to be expected to get 284 people on their website just from that word alone. But if we look here to Owasso Plumber, we can see that they're dominating on Owasso Plumber, which is 150 searches a month. That means people search that term Owasso Plumber on their phones 150 times every single month. They are getting 59 of those people onto their website every month. Why? Because they are at the 2nd position online. Right, so now you can probably start to see the correlation here. Alright, so I plugged in this keyword match of Owasso so we can filter it down to the actual words they're being found for on a Owasso scale. Okay, if we look at Owasso Plumber, they're getting 60 people on their website from that keyword alone because they're on the 2nd position. Plumbers in Owasso get searched 60 times a month and they're in the 2nd position. Plumbers Owasso, 90 times a month, they're on the 3rd position. And the list, as you can see, it just goes on for everything here in Owasso area. If we hop over to you all, I did a run on you all, and you all are doing pretty solid. You have 52 people on your website every month. That's not bad, but there's just so much more potential for you all, right? So if we look at your organic keywords right here, you're absolutely rocking it in the Claremore area, right? You're just dominating, but Claremore area is smaller, so you're not going to get as many calls dominating there. I'm just here to show you, Andrew, that there's a plethora of opportunities to dominate online in the Owasso area, and even smaller areas if you want to go smaller scale, Verdigris, Catoosa, and start stacking those areas, maybe even Tulsa one day. You know, if you want to start absolutely attacking the big dogs, there's tons of opportunities in the Tulsa metro area. So I plugged in one of the top keywords here in Owasso area, and is Owasso plumber, okay? So if we go down, you can see that the first thing we see is the sponsored area. Again, you probably know this. It can be good, but it can also be a very big money pit, because only 10 to 20% of searches statistically go to these, right? They can be great, but at the same time, you have to have your website is completely optimized with a good landing page to be able to convert those leads. Otherwise, you're just donating money to Google, right? So if we hop down to the second place right here, to the map pack. So you might be wondering, well, Micah, how do I get at the top of this map pack? You know, in the Owasso area, I'm dominating in Claremore, but how do I get on the top of the Owasso area, right? So my location's in Claremore. How do I target the Owasso area in this map pack? Well, that's simple. You don't need this right here. You could just go all organic website, which I'll show you in just a moment. But you can 100% get right here in the Owasso area if you just either get a location there, rent out an office building, or what a lot of people do, I'm not going to suggest this, but it's up to you. You can spoof a location is also an option. I'm not telling you to do that, but it is an option. A lot of guys do it, right? So now you might be wondering, like, okay, Micah, well, I got my location here on the Owasso area, but how do I get it ranked up here in the maps? I'm glad you asked, because it's what we call citations. It's the second pillar of what I wanted to speak with you today. If we look at Half Moon Plumbing, we see their name, their address, and their phone number listed right here on Google, right? Well, that is what we call the NAP, the name, address, phone number, NAP. And why does that matter? Well, we put that NAP on all these different directories. You can do this too. You can just look up Yahoo Local, Google Places, Bing. You're probably on a lot of these in the Claremore area. But if you get a listing for a Owasso area, you want to have your name, address, phone number again, but in the Owasso format. I can show you more about that later. If you're more interested, you can shoot me a message back and we can delve deeper into that. But yes, you want your name, address, and phone number on Google Places, Bing, Yelp, Merchant Circle, Switchboard, Yellow Book, Matchpoint, Yellow USA, and Hot Frog, and many, many, many others. The goal is to get every single one that your competitor has in an area, you know, not just the Claremore competitors, the Owasso competitors, to target what Half Moon Plumbing has, right? Get every citation and directory that they're listed on, make sure you're listed on there and listed on more than they have, right? This will ensure that no matter what, you climb the map pack and they do not. So you start going to the top and you start dominating. Google starts to see you as the authority in the Owasso area. All right, Andrew, now let's talk about the third thing I wanted to go over with you today, which we call backlinks. And this is the third pillar that will really help you dominate on Google. So when we search for Owasso plumber or any related keyword, Catoosa plumber, Tulsa plumber, we scroll down past the map pack, we can see that your site is not number one. You are on the Claremore place, but again, that place doesn't get that much traffic. But this is where you want to be, and to get here, you need what we call authority. So how do you get this authority, you might be asking? Well, it actually comes down to what we call backlinks. And a backlink is when one website links to another website online. So I want you to think of it like this, Andrew. So if site A links to site B, site A is giving site B some of its link juice or power or authority, or we call it a vote of confidence towards site B. Site B being your site, right? Site A being like a blog, a directory, anything like that that's pointing towards your website. And Andrew, the more relevant the site, the more valuable that link is. So let me give you an example. If you get a local blog or industry site that points to your website, right, then that's awesome. But if you're a plumber and you got a backlink from Pizza Hut, you know, some random backlink, that's not so great because, let's be honest, you don't sell pepperoni pizza, right? So that isn't going to do anything for Google. So if we hop over here and we look back at your website, Your website actually has a lot of backlinks, Andrew. You have 479 backlinks. And if we hop over to Half Moon Plumbing, you might be shocked by this, but they have 335. And here's the reason, Andrew. And I'll hop into this right with you. I don't normally do this with people, but I'll just be honest. I'm going to have to dive a little deeper because this is a special use case. If we look here, you have an immediate jump in backlinks, right? And usually those are very low quality backlinks because your DR is not climbing. If these were quality backlinks, usually your DR will start shooting up as your backlinks starts shooting up, right? This has been over since May 2025. You should definitely have some growth from May 2025 in your DR, but it's only went down by 0.3 points. DR rating, I don't normally go through this with people, but it is your website's power in general, right? So you're getting a lot of lower quality websites, maybe spam websites, pointing to yours and being like, they're the authority, but really it's not helping you that much at all because it's not quality backlinks. If we hop over to Half Moon Plumbing, they have less backlinks than you, but look at their DR. It is a 31. That is like rock solid, man. That means they have lots of high quality websites. So now you might be wondering, is all lost? Do I have to go spend an absolute butt ton of money to get these backlinks that Half Moon Plumbing is? Well, the answer is no. That is not the case. All you have to do is get in here on Ahrefs, go to backlinks. This is the way I like to do it. I can go through and get every single one that they have right here. Look at this. I can go through every backlink that they have and just copy them for yourself, and that will give you a competitive advantage. Adding that to the backlinks you already have, if you build out this Owasso page, let's go back here. If you build out this Owasso page, Andrew, I want to show you the reality of this. If you build out this Owasso page, you get all the right keywords, you get all the right content, and then you start pushing all the backlinks that Half Moon Plumbing is, you're going to absolutely dominate them. You're going to be getting the calls like crazy from Owasso. So hopefully you can see by now that getting to the top on Google, it's not magic. It's just a simple method that just takes time, right? And I've shown you that method here today. So once again, Andrew, we went over number one was content. Your Owasso page needs at least 1,500 words on there. I would recommend 2,200 words. That's what I would do if it was mine. And get the right Owasso keywords laid out naturally through that content. Number two is citations. You want to have 200 to 300 of those citations to beat out the competition. If you're doing a Owasso area, a Catoosa area, an Owasso area, just wherever you decide to dominate in the maps, right? And then number three is backlinks. So you need more relevant sites pointing at you guys to show Google that you all are the authority Owasso plumbers, right? If you implement these strategies today, you can be number one across Google hands down. So I bet you're wondering, Andrew, what now, Micah? Well, you can either go with this information I provided you today, and you can take it on your own and do all this on your own. Get Ahrefs, pay the couple $100. It's not that hard. It's just very time consuming. It's up to you on that. I'm totally cool with that, man. However, if you want the most effective route and save yourself all the time and energy and resources, just give me a call at 918-260-1694. Again, my name is Micah Collins, and my number is 918-260-1694. I look forward to hearing from you, Andrew, and I hope you have a good one.